Vandy, South Carolina. South Carolina fans not loving the way that this offense is looking through 2 games. I mean, Lenore Sellers gives you some highlights, but man, it's if it ain't a huge touchdown pass to Nick Harbor or a few like really athletic plays, it does not seem to be hitting in the same way with Mike Shula now as the offensive coordinator. Vanderbilt, they are ready to fight. They are what's our boys say? White collar school, blue collar mentality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a man who still mows his own lawn. Let's go. The Doors are going to show up ready for war. Is South Carolina ready for it?
I mean, look, they're both pretty decent teams.
Yeah.
I think Vandy's very good along lines of scrimmage compared to what Vandy usually is. Pavia has made some big throws. I also thought he's like, oh, I'm a good thrower now. I'm going to trust my arm a ton. I was like, dude, this is like, I don't know, but Brett Favre level of just like the YOLO ball here. South Carolina does have like some very athletic linebackers still. What I don't know what his name is. It's number 0, Fred Johnson. He can really run. Like he ran down a bunch of plays against the Hokies. I think he is someone who is going to be pivotal in kind of keeping Pavia corralled here. Honestly, is Pavia the better thrower in this game? Because I think he is, based on how they're throwing the ball so far this year. Sellers has not looked good passing the ball. He's a great runner, but he has not improved as a passer from where he was last year.
I don't know who's better, but the fact that I don't know, I think, is the same thing you're saying.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of these draft analysts. They're putting out some of these tapes. Like, I kind of got to back off the Sellers top 5 pick type thing, at least for this year, because we're not seeing progress as a processor, getting the ball out on time. But his legs are super dangerous, man. Like, really dangerous. And if you watch Vatek, I'm not trying to discredit for what Vandy did, but Vatek was missing offensive linemen 6 and 7, who were their primary top 2 backups. And then they had 2 offensive linemen go down there at the end of the first half. So they end up kind of playing like numbers 8 and 9, and Vandy ate those guys alive. Mm-hmm. I don't think South Carolina's offensive line is anything special by SEC standards, but they're certainly better than running out the number 8 and 9 guys on the Hokies.
Virginia Tech, yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to see, like, just how much improved is this Vanderbilt D-line. I'm talking too much today. I apologize.
You mentioned Sellers is great with his legs. He's had to be, because South Carolina hasn't been able to run the ball really at all through their 2 games. And
with the backs.
With the backs. Sellers is tied for the lead on the team with carries, but like Faison and Attaway, they've had a couple of explosive runs that are really kind of skewing their overall numbers, but from down to down, they are 111th in EPA per rush and 105th in success rate. Like, they've been overly reliant on Sellers as a rusher. And I feel like in this game, if they're going to beat Vandy, they either need their running backs to step up or they need Sellers to just put on the Superman cape and get to work.
If you go back to the one game that they played against real athletes, the Hokies, when Tech was able to kind of bait them into handing it off, Tech ate that stuff up. Mm-hmm. The thing is, like, Sellers would pull it sometimes, even when it wasn't a great look, and he would still make something happen. Like, he's that good of an athlete. The guy is, if not the best runner in college football, he's very much up there.
Common opponent here. Both these teams have played Virginia Tech. As you mentioned, the very disjointed game for Vanderbilt, down 20-10 at halftime, absolutely put them in a locker for the entire second half. Certainly the offensive line issues were a part of that, but I also think that Vanderbilt outplayed Virginia Tech on both sides of the ball, not just in that one area of the game, all throughout the second half. Second straight road game, and not only second straight road game at night in a somewhat hostile environment. Lane Stadium now down in Columbia. So this is a tough.
I'm a little insulted that you called it somewhat hostile environment. I would say both those environments are pretty hostile.
Oh, you want to know why? Because as soon as I was mentioning that, I was remembering that the stands were empty at the end of the game in Blacksburg.
Okay. Well,
the second half runaway had made it such that
they will not be at Williams-Brice, son.
They will.
I think Kilgore and Collier are out, by the way. Those are two of your better defensive backs on South Carolina. Tennessee is not the only team really kind of down man there. Now, granted, Vanderbilt doesn't throw the ball that much, but I am curious to see how well do the South Carolina backups tackle? Because if I'm Vandy, I'm running a lot of option to the outside, and I'm getting those backers blocked, and I'm making those corners tackle me, which is always the goal anyway. You want to make corners tackle in football. But how do those backup corners tackle?